Dear Patriots, before the news starts, please subscribe to our patriotic channel by clicking the subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up to this video. Don't forget to leave your opinion below in the comments section. Share the news on Facebook and Twitter so you friends see it. Thank you.
CNN's Ana Navarro gleefully announces how homeless hurricane victims can help the Democratic Party. Ana Navarro calls herself a Republican strategist, but in practice she is an extremist liberal. Ana Navarro has had a lot of negative things to say about how President Trump is handling Puerto Rico. However, she made an especially heartless attack on Twitter. In a tweet, she recommended that homeless Puerto Ricans, which she assumes are Democrats, should move to swing states in order to help the Democratic Party. PPLF, if you flee devastation and come to mainland, hope you settle in a swing state FL.PA.O. Register to vote and don't forget this, tweeted Ana Navarro in response to President Trump's tweet. Results of recovery efforts will speak much louder than complaints by San Juan Mayor. Doing everything we can to help great people of PR, tweeted President Trump. No, Anna, you aren't supposed to admit CNN's entire agenda, responded one user sarcastically. Yeah, at Ana Navarro, people who lost everything are thinking about swing state politics. Can you sink any lower? Hack, tweeted off-the-cuff host John Cardillo. Ana Navarro also went on air and claimed that President Trump needs to shut up. The President of the United States should not have been tweeting about the NFL. He should not have been doing useless political rallies in Alabama. He should have been laser-focused on the 3.5 million American citizens that are in peril and in distress and such great danger right now, said Navarro. The President of the United States is the biggest fish in this structure, right? He's got the biggest bully pulpit of all. And if he wants unity of command, even if he thinks he's being maligned by the mayor of San Juan, he's got to shut up, said Navarro. You cheap cracker. Saturday Night Live goes on vulgar, racist trend against President Trump. Saturday Night Live used to be a comedy show. Now it is just a more vulgar version of the liberal mainstream media. Actor Michael Che went on an angry tirade against President Trump for how he is handling Puerto Rico. Although the governor of Puerto Rico said that President Trump is doing a great job, the media is just focused on the words of one angry mayor. After the mayor of San Juan criticized the government's Puerto Rican relief efforts, President Trump attacked her on Twitter saying, "The mayor of San Juan, who was very complimentary only a few days ago, has now been told by the Democrats that you must be nasty to Trump," said Che. "Oh, really, Donald? UBTCH. Was she nasty to you? How nasty? Are you shaking? Do you want to smoke a Virginia Slim until your hand stops moving?" he said. "Where's the joke? This isn't a complicated issue, man, it's hurricane relief. These people need help," he said. "You just did this very same thing for white people, twice. So, do the same thing. Go tell Melania to put on her flood heels, get you some bottled water, some food, some Atlanta Falcons Super Bowl t-shirts, and write a check with our money, you cheap cracker," said Che. "Why would anybody enjoy this trash?" Coach came up with perfect punishment for high school football players who protested. After liberal football players in the NFL protested by kneeling during the national anthem last weekend, other athletes have evidently been provoked to do the same. Copycat protesters have been insinuating that they will also be kneeling during basketball games, and it looks like it has reached amateur sports as well. Thankfully, one high school football coach decided to nip the growth of this movement in the bud after two of his players decided to imitate professional players and protest during the national anthem before a high school game. Before the game, Victory and Praise Christian Academy's football coach Ronnie Mitchum, who was formerly a Marine and is now also a pastor, told his players clearly that he did not want them to protest in any form during the game. However, players Larry McCulloch and Cedric Ingram Lewis decided to disobey their coach anyway. During the anthem, Cedric raised his fist up and Larry knelt. As a result, Mitchum immediately kicked the two players off the team after the game finished. Said Mitchum, "I don't have any problem with those young men. We've had a good relationship." However, he stated, they chose to do that and they had to pay for the consequences. Said former player Cedric after the incident, "He told us that disrespect will not be tolerated. He told us to take off our uniform and leave it there." Instead of supporting the coach's decision, Cedric's mother Rhonda Brady complained, saying in classic sour grapes fashion, "I don't want them back on the team. A man with integrity and morals and ethics and who truly lives by that wouldn't have done anything like that." For Ronnie Mitchum, to do what he did, that really spoke volumes, and I don't want my kids or my nephew to be around a man with no integrity. Did you support the harsh punishment this football coach meted out for these protesting players? Curt Schilling just told the truth about what's happening in Puerto Rico. Libs won't like it. Philadelphia Phillies and Boston Red Sox pitching great Curt Schilling has been working tirelessly to help Americans recover following the recent devastating hurricanes. In the aftermath of Hurricane Maria, Curt and his Operation Bullpen relief effort traveled to Puerto to aid with the dire situation there. Thankfully, Curt has kept in touch with Fox News and other American media outlets to report on the truth about how rescue efforts have actually been progressing on the island. This paints a far different picture than the anti-Trump narrative that the left has attempted to spread using the tragedy. Stated Schilling from Puerto Rico during an appearance on Fox and Friends, "All have said that the president did everything in a pace that they've never seen before as far as him releasing money and releasing assets into these theaters." He added, however, the execution on the ground has been horrifying in some cases. Schilling continued, "There are people, the soldiers and some of the personnel are doing everything they can, but I've seen the best and the worst of humanity in the last 48 to 72 hours, and it's terrifying," he said. Curt stated that the situation reported by the mainstream media is different than the one he sees on the ground. "There were 8 police officers buried here and I don't think that story has made it out either. When we talk about devastation, these are on levels that, I'm a student of military history. I've never seen anything like this." He described, "The southeast part of the island is gone, and when I say that I don't mean that there are buildings down and people hurt. There are towns that are gone." Are you glad Curt shared the unreported truth about what is happening in Puerto Rico and set the record straight about the assistance Trump has provided? Governor of Puerto Rico silences San Juan Mayor, praises Trump for his hurricane response. Carmanuel and Cruz, who is the mayor of Puerto Rico's capital city of San Juan, recently made international headlines by claiming in crude and disrespectful terms that President Donald Trump and the U.S. federal government have not been doing enough to help relief efforts after Hurricane Maria. Puerto Rico's Governor Ricardo Rossello, who has far greater responsibility in running the island, refuted the city's mayor and told the truth about everything President Trump has been doing for Puerto Rico during this crisis. In an appearance on left-wing ABC talk show The View, Governor Rossello praised President Trump and the U.S. government for their very effective support. Rossello started by describing how bad condition became after the hurricane, saying, "Right now, the whole island, the infrastructure is devastated. This hurricane has hit every corner of Puerto Rico. We have no energy grid. We have little access to water." Gov. Rossello stated that his office has been working closely with the federal government to make sure we have all of our efforts ongoing. The liberal hosts, of course, attempted to smear Trump, with Sonny Hostin posing the question, "And you think it's enough?" Replied Ricardo, defending the president, "Here's the 2 components we need to consider. The president has been in contact with me almost on a daily basis. So he is aware of the devastation, and I thank him for issuing pre-land emergency declarations. He has also given instructions to FEMA and other federal agencies to help Puerto Rico. Are you glad Puerto Rico's governor got Trump's back against attacks by liberals? Kasich threatens to leave the Republican Party forever if President Trump fulfills one campaign promise. In an interview with CNN, Kasich threatened to leave the GOP if President Trump fulfills one of his campaign promises. When President Trump ran, he promised to make Americans safe again. He would do this by stopping illegal immigration and building a wall. Democrats often pretend that they don't understand the difference between legal and illegal immigration and claim that Trump hates all immigrants, even though he is married to one. According to Kasich, if the GOP can't fix their anti-immigration ways, he will leave permanently. The party can be fixed. If the party can't be fixed, Jake, I'm not going to be able to support the party, period. That's the end of it, said Kasich in an interview with Jake Tapper. What do you mean you're going to give up on the party? Are you talking about possibly becoming an independent if the Republican Party continues to? Asked Tapper. No, not at this. What I'm saying to you is, we need to fix it. If our party, if the Republican Party is going to be anti-immigration, if it's not going to be worried about debt, if it's going to be anti-trade, this is not where our party can be, said Kasich. So I'm going to fight like everything I have to make sure. It's why I'm on these shows. I want this party to be straightened out. I not only want the party to be straightened out, but I want the country to be straightened out, said Kasich.